For the first time ever, the world's biggest chess YouTuber, Gotham Chess, with over 5 million fans worldwide, is stepping away from the screen and onto the board. His opponent, a true chess legend, Grandmaster PIA, a pioneer, a champion, and a force in the chess world for decades. This match isn't just about skill, it's a collision of generations. Levy, known as Gotham Chess, dreams of becoming a grandmaster himself one day. But Pia, she's held the title since before he was born. Can Levy's drive, ambition, and hunger to claim the title stand up against Pia's decades of experience, mastery, and calm, unbreakable focus? This epic battle will be fought across 22 games, 4 intense classical games, 6 fast-paced rapid games, and 12 lightning-speed blitz games where every second counts. The stakes are high, the players are ready, and the world is watching. Welcome to the Battle of Generations.
And welcome to day 2 of the Battle of Generations. I'm Anna Kramling, and I am joined today by the fantastic international master, Alex Ostrovsky. Alex, how are you feeling for today's game?
Thank you very much for the warm welcome, Anna. And I'm very excited. Yesterday, we got off to a hot start with a victory for Pia Kramling in game 1. So I'm excited to see Levy bounce back today for game 2. What do you think?
It's going to be really exciting. We're right now going to be watching very soon game 2 of the classical portion. And if you're not familiar with the match that we're playing, we're having International Master Levy, who you all know as Gotham Chess, facing Grandmaster Pia Kramling, who's my mom. Weird when I say that.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure. And we're right now at the classical portion of this match. There's going to be also a rapid and blitz portion, but the first 4 rounds are classical, and this is round number 2. And they're playing for a lot of points. We have a point system this tournament where you can get 3 points for each win in classical, 1 point for a draw, and 0 for a loss.
That's right. We have 22 games, right? So including today, we have 21 games to go, but not all games are counted equally. So right now, with her win, Pia Kramling has a 3-0 lead, but Levy's going to have a chance to bounce back today. And then when we get into the rapid portion, those games count for 2 points, as you mentioned. The blitz is 1. So there's more games. They count for less. So the classical is very important, and we should be starting off quite soon. Can't wait to see the opening choices for today.
It's going to be really exciting, and they're also playing for $10,000. We got a fantastic prize pool, which is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Go and do a little exclamation VPN in chat. But they're playing for a lot of money. $6,000 for the winner, $4,000 for the loser. There's a lot of money on the line, and they're going to be giving their absolute everything for this. Absolutely.
Not just money. Obviously, they are competitors. They want to do their best to win the games, win the match. And this is an official match. This is a FIDE-rated tournament. We have our arbiter, shout out to him, standing by the players, getting ready to start their games. And yeah, so, you know, everyone knows, of course, Levy, Gotham Chess, he's on the road to Grandmaster. And what he needs is points, rating points. So if he can get some wins here, he's going to get closer to his goal. Yesterday, I believe, you know, I didn't do the math, but I think Pia got some points off him, something like maybe 4 of them. But Levy's going to look to strike back. And yeah, all the games are rated. We have these classical FIDE-rated games, then we have the rapid FIDE-rated games, blitz FIDE-rated games. Is this commentary FIDE-rated? I didn't check.
This commentary FIDE-rated. So we see that the players are right now, they're sitting at the venue, they're waiting for the game to start, and I think the game should start now. So whenever the arbiter is ready, they can start the game. Look at those score sheets, by the way. Like, do you see how big they are? They're used, in case you don't know, they're used to write down every single move in FIDE-rated games. You have to write down all of your moves. And there we see Pia playing, I would suppose, d4. I mean, if she doesn't play d4, I'm going to be so shocked. She has to play 1 d4. We're going to be getting the moves up on the screen in just any second. But yeah, d4, d5.
And
that's
Anna,
what we're seeing.
This is what we saw yesterday. When Levy was playing white, he played d4. Pia played d5. So the question is Pia going to play the London? I don't think so. We have knight f3 to start out.
My mom playing the London, I don't know. I mean, maybe she does. I honestly don't really know my mom's openings too well. But no, she's not opting for the London. It would be really funny if there was this psychological battle on day number 2 going for the opening that the opponent played yesterday.
Well, that's what kind of happened yesterday because your mom, she actually transposed the position from a London into a Caro-Kann opening that Levy plays, and she played this rare G6 move. And if you remember, we were saying, hey, that's what Levy plays.
Yeah.
And I actually saw his recap, and he was saying the same thing. He was like, hey, this is what I play.
Yeah.
So it was a little bit, I don't think it was intentional, but yeah, we don't see it. We have moves on the board. We have the Queen's Gambit. It could be declined or accepted. So no London today, brand new opening on the board for this match.
I hope that we get new openings every day. That would be so fun if we got something new every single day. Of course, in chess, a lot of times you play the same thing because that is what you know the best. But it would be really cool to have a different opening every day. I feel like that would teach us all a lesson on chess openings.
I think we will because there's so many games. Okay, maybe you'll have a couple of repeats, but I think there's going to be lots of ideas tested out, especially when we get to the faster time control, right? Because it's all about, you want to surprise your opponent, get them thinking early. So we have that to look forward to. But right now, of course, we're in the classical portion. We should remind all our viewers, what does that mean? Well, we have slow chess games. We have 90 minutes for each player, 30-second increment. Every single move, you gain 30 seconds. There's no bonus time after that, so the time you start with is what you get. So at first, the players, obviously, they're going to have quite a bit of time. But if you saw yesterday, it went down to the wire. Both players making moves with 1 second on the clock. Anna was having all sorts of emotional reactions, showing her bias for her mom. But of course, yeah, it's like a crescendo. You build up to this beautiful, chaotic sequence. But so far, we have on the board Levy playing e6, the Queen's Gambit declined. Very, very classic opening for a classical chess game.
Yeah, I have to say that yesterday I went through everything that I could ever go through. I thought I was going to have a heart attack. I know the same is going to happen today. You may see 1 hour 30 on the clocks and think, oh, this is going to last so long. But let me tell you, that is what the players are thinking too, and that is why they think for so long for certain moves, and then the time runs out quicker than you think, and it ends up being full chaos. I'm absolutely expecting that to happen today too. But you know Levy very well. I mean, we can remind all the viewers that you're an international master and you've known Levy for as long as I have been alive, for 22 years.
Yeah, I feel like this is a trend. So I've known Levy as long as you've been alive. And like Levy has been saying, Pia has been a grandmaster longer than he's been alive.
Exactly.
So there's a lot of, that's why we call this the battle of generations, right?
Exactly.
You can definitely see it when you do the math for some of these ages. But yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know, my name is Alex Ostrovsky. I'm an international master. I'm rated 2403 officially. And yeah, I'm a good friend of Levy's. Yesterday you were trying to get some info. You're saying, are you his, do you prepare him? Are you his preparation guy? But I'm in his corner, let's say, but wouldn't go that far. But yeah, I do know him quite well to answer your question. So are you going to try to probe me for some information here?
One thing that I want to ask you is, how was Levy feeling yesterday? How were his emotions after the game?
Sure, yeah, we went to, we grabbed dinner afterwards. And, as a competitive chess player, you obviously, people saw Levy come in. He did the post-mortem with Pia at the board here with us. And, he was quite, I think, gracious. But obviously, it's that you never feel great when you lose a game. It's a difficult experience for anyone who hasn't played over the board because you're playing a game for 4 or 5 hours. And at the end of it, you might just get nothing out of it, right? No points. So it's a tough feeling, I think, for everyone. So he was, obviously a little bit bummed about the loss, but not, destroyed or anything like that. He's, I think, ready to come back and fight. So normal chess player emotions is what I would describe it as.
That's very fair enough. It's difficult for anybody, I think, to lose a game after having played for 5 hours. So it makes absolutely total sense. But he was talking a lot about the fact that he thought that losing could get him tilted. He's not reached that tilted point at all yet, right?
Well, I think if you, losing one game, I think doesn't send too many players on tilt. But so, yeah, the game, of course, was a bit topsy-turvy. He started with the advantage. There was a critical moment. Levy spent 25 minutes. I'm sure he's going to draw the right conclusions from that mistake and hopefully avoid something like that today. So don't think he's tilted. And we have on the board, just like yesterday, you were like the London. I was like, this is something that I expected. We have Levy playing something that I'm not surprised to see either. He was telling me, hey, this is what I've looked at. And he plays this move, A6.
So you knew?
I knew this. Yeah, I knew this. This is something that I've played myself actually quite a bit of times as well. It's a bit of a, I don't know your full repertoire. I know that You mentioned your mom has taught you quite a lot about chess, maybe everything about chess. And
I
you
have
said,
learned a bit of chess myself, Alex.
Sure. But in particular, in opening, so the point I was going to make is I don't know exactly what openings you play. Do you play the Queen's Gambit with white or black? Is this line?
I do.
Okay.
I play this exact thing, and I've faced A6 a few
okay.
times. And actually, I'm not sure if me and my mom play the same here at all because I just learned this by myself. But I typically like to just simply capture this pawn because I feel like it takes away a lot of unnecessary drama, and it becomes a little bit easier to play with when black cannot constantly have the threat of capturing that pawn. And then in this certain position, I would just take and play bishop g5 because I'm very used to those kind of positions. Yeah.
So I would be very surprised not to see Pia following your advice here. That is definitely, I think, one of the best ways for white to play the main line as well. With this move a6, it's a little bit of a sideline, although recently I feel like in chess there's very few sidelines because people try to play everything. They're like, okay, we've analyzed all these openings so much, let me branch out. So this a6 move has been played recently by Hikaru Nakamura, another famous streamer and sometimes chess player. Magnus Carlsen, of course, has played this opening. I think almost all top GMs have done it. And the point for black is that Levy is now thinking to take on c4 and then follow up with b5. So it's just like you said, avoid the drama. I like that saying. Just take on d5, and then you're saying, okay, I made this trade, but what's the point of this pawn in a6? So indeed, the main line goes bishop to g5. Black usually will play the move bishop to e6 to overprotect the pawn, bring the knight to d7, develop the bishop. So I have a feeling we'll see the game going down these paths, but we do see Pia taking a little bit of a pause, perhaps just not expecting this variation and thinking how to proceed in the middle game.
But she decides to go for c takes d5, which I'm not surprised by at all, and I think actually that's a good choice for her because I think that Levy would be quite happy and comfortable in positions where he could create this kind of chaos of capturing the pawn, trying to hold on to it, certain positions, playing b5. And so I think that she's now avoiding a lot of these tricky lines, and it makes me happy to see her do that as she is more of a positional player, and I think she feels more comfortable in these sort of positions. So she's going to spend a little bit of time here just to make sure, but I'm sure that she's going to move out her bishop, bishop g5, bishop f4. You know a move that I've done here sometimes, which might be a little bit weird? Yeah, she goes bishop g5.
Sure.
I have sometimes played the move queen c2 here, with the idea simply being of if black ever plays bishop g4, I can just move out my knight in certain positions after e3 and stuff. So I think now I wouldn't do it, but like sometimes I'll play bishop g5, and if this bishop doesn't move out or whatever, I'll first go queen c2 and then e3 before I play e3 just to avoid bishop g4.
Yeah, also queen c2, in a lot of cases, they will avoid black being able to play bishop f5, which is an active square for the bishop. We do have a little bit of moves. And by the way, I'm 100% sure both, well, I know Levy knows, but I'm sure Pia knows this variation as well. It's not, even though it's not the main line, it's not quite that rare. So we do see bishop g5, and now Levy quickly plays bishop e6. And yeah, there's several ways white can play, but very simple development with e3 and bishop d3 next is quite typical. So I think we'll see the players kind of get into the middle game relatively quickly. Although I have to say, maybe Levy has something in store that even I don't know, but I have no idea.
Oh, but you don't know.
I don't know.
So that's not a hint too.
It's not a hint. I know this variation. I've played this variation. But, Levy could have maybe put his own spin on it. We'll have to see. I'm curious myself.
I'm excited to see if that happens. So we see that he played instantly bishop e6. I mean, Levy has right now on the clock an hour 31. It's more time than what he actually started with. So he has a lot of time on the clock. He absolutely has prepared this, I think, and he absolutely thought that my mom was going to go for this. So it makes a lot of sense, and I think now we're going to see e3. I mean, I don't think she's going to play crazy moves such as queen b3, attacking b7. I suppose that's a different way of playing, but it feels a little bit crazy here, maybe.
So there is a variation here that I can show, and maybe I don't know what your mom knows and doesn't know. I would expect her to play e3, but there are some other ways that white can play. One line that can be a little sharp. So using this idea of queen b3, you can actually take on f6 first. Now, normally you don't want to give up this bishop, right? You got a nice pin on this knight, but it's connected with a very specific idea. After queen f6, now you can play queen b3, and all of a sudden you're putting pressure on b7 and d5. Now, I'm not sure I'll remember the whole line, but I kind of want to show something a little bit cool. Now, the best move for black here is this really funny move, rook a7, but it just defends the pawn. It's just defending this pawn.
Wait, a7?
Yeah, that's the best move here.
What?
Yeah, the point is that if you take this pawn on d5, you're under this very nasty pin. So I'm going to play queen d8, And then there's a cool line here. White plays e4, black plays c6, queen b6. Now you're attacking this rook. I say that's not a problem. You can have it. You take here. Now we take the pawn. Your knight's hanging, bishop b4. So I would be very happy if we get this on the board because I think Levy would feel super at home here with all these dynamics. I'm not predicting this happens, but I'm showing that there are actually some ways that this position can get quite out of control. And you're looking at me like praying this doesn't occur on the board.
No, I mean, it's more that I'm fascinated. Honestly, if this happened on the board, I'd be so fascinated by everything that I'd be like, you know what? May whoever plays this out with, like, this is crazy. But let's actually see. We see a move that has happened on the board.
Not that move, e3.
Okay, no crazy queen
no
b3.
crazy queen b3
PIA. I didn't know that could happen. This is why I always play this. I actually played this in the Olympia. They played this against me, and I played a very similar position, but it ended up being with this queen c2. And so I have good memories of this opening because of that.
You won this game.
I did.
And then your mom was next to you?
Yeah, she was.
And she won her game?
Yes, she
did.
did.
So it was a whole family moment.
It was amazing.
Yeah, and
It
you
was
won the
great.
match.
We did.
Go Sweden.
We did, and it was the one time I was actually playing next to my mom instead of I typically play board 3.
Board 2 rested.
Yeah, exactly that day. It was the only day the board 2 rested. So I was sitting next to my mom, soaking up the mom energy, and then this happened, and I was feeling very happy. And so I told myself, please more people start playing a6. I want to play this a million times.
Well, your wishes came true, but via a different Kramling.
Via different Kramling and via a whole other different person. Now, a lot of people may say, okay, so what is happening in this match? We got Levy Rossman, who's 23-47, playing a grandmaster, right? I saw a lot of people yesterday saying that, like, what is happening? What is this match? Well, this match is truly the battle of generations. The reason we really wanted to do this was because Levy, he's, I believe, 28 years old.
28, yeah.
Yeah, right? I knew it was 28, 29. He's
29
years old.
next month, if you want to prepare a birthday gift.
Okay, I'll send over something
A fruit basket,
to New York.
Yeah, sounds great.
It's gonna be, it'll be worth it. He's 28 years old. He has been an international master for quite a while, and he's really excited now to become a grandmaster, and he's been working really hard towards becoming a grandmaster. And this year, he's had some fantastic results. He played, for instance, in Madrid earlier on in this year, beat a lot of strong grandmasters. He has been on Blitz, killing it. He's been beating a lot of really famous and strong people. For instance, Napo, I mean, Fabiano as well at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a YouTube video.
Yeah, I mean, there we go, of course. So, you know, he's been playing really well. He's hungry for the title of Grandmaster, and he's up and coming. And then we have my mom, who has been a legendary Grandmaster for many years. But of course, she's 61 years old now, so she is not at her very peak. But I forever will find it so cool that she's still competing at 61. A lot of people retire way before that in chess. It's very common to stop playing chess when you get into your 50s, 60s. So I absolutely love that she's playing still at 61. But of course, that's going to make it a little bit more difficult for her than what it was in the past. So that is why this match, I think, is going to be a very close and exciting match.
Absolutely, and don't, not that you were trying to, but don't sell your mom short, because I see a lot of comments, you know, of course, the battle generation, she is 61, but a lot of comments I read, they're like, she's got 40 years, she's been an IM for 40 years, you know, she's got all that experience, so, you know, with age comes wisdom, they like to say.
They do.
But I do think it will be a close match, because not only do we have this classical portion, we have the rapid portion, the blitz portion, many games, and to look at the board for a little bit, I do have to point something out. So when I said that Levy might have his own little spin on it, he does, because in this position, h6 is not a bad move at all. When I've had this position, I believe I've played c6, but there's a line here, and let me get your thoughts on this. After h6, bishop h4, I'm fully expecting him to play the move g5. He's pausing for a moment here, but this is usually the idea of h6, that you're actually going to break this pin, attack the bishop, and then after bishop g3, you're going to play the move knight h5. So you're continuing to hunt down the bishop here, even at the cost. You're making some weaknesses by pushing these pawns. Now, one way the game can end here, and have a look at this, let me get your thoughts, do you think this will happen, is that the bishop can go to e5, so you're attacking the rook. So now if you take the bishop, then the knight takes, and you're going to hit this knight with tempo. So that's why black usually replays the move knight to f6, and now wants to take the bishop. And white plays the move bishop g3, knight h5. Can we see this happen in the game?
I mean, let's see if he played g5. He does? Alex.
I'm asking you. I'm just showing. I'm just showing and I'm asking you for the prediction.
Okay, so I'm sure actually that in this position,
Mm-hmm.
she is going to play bishop e5. And maybe he will play knight f6 and then she'll go back. I think we might see this repeating once, but she's going to understand that this can happen here.
Mm-hmm.
And my prediction is that she's not going to go for a draw in 10 moves. And not because she would think that it's a bad result, but truly because I think she would just think that it's kind of a waste of a game. Like, I think she wants to play out every game. And she has been very much like, I am here to play chess. Like, more than results or anything, of course she wants to win, but like, she's here to play chess. And I think she's going to feel like it's very sad if a game ends after 20 minutes.
Yeah.
So
sad for us. We'll miss out so many memories and miss out so much fun. Yeah.
But it's going to make her think.
Yeah.
Like, it's going to make her have to make a decision. But if she can find any other way of continuing this game, she will. Imagine if the stream becomes 30 minutes long.
Yeah. And I have to issue a correction because I'm seeing in the chat, people are saying, oh, he's saying Pia's been an IM for 40 years. I know she's a grandmaster, but the point is that 40 years ago, she became an international master, which is the title Levy has now. Afterwards, of course, she became a grandmaster. So I see people like, and she even has that experience of going from IM to GM. So of course, I understand that Pia as a grandmaster did not mean to imply otherwise. But by the way, I have to say about this line for Levy, I actually kind of like it because he's not just going for a draw. He's using it as kind of a form of blackmail because he's saying, okay, you can take a draw, which I know you don't want. You have the white pieces and the onus is on you to kind of prove something. But if you look at the moves he's playing, they're pretty aggressive. H6, G5, Knight H5. He's going after the bishop pair. So let's say Pia doesn't move this bishop around, right? Let's say she doesn't want to repeat. Let's say she plays your move, Queen C2, right? Now Levy can take the bishop. And after HG, he has the bishop pair. So that's what actually won the game yesterday for Pia. She had the bishop versus knight advantage in the endgame. So Levy will get the bishop pair. At the same time, he has weakened his king side, so he's probably not going to be castling there, although maybe he will. Maybe it's still possible. So he's looking for an imbalanced fight, but at the same time, it does have this draw offer, but it's not a drawish variation because you assume that your opponent, Pia, is the higher-rated player. She is the grandmaster. She has white. It's a 3 points for a win. That would give her a pretty large lead in the match. He's kind of threatening her with this draw, knowing that if she backs down, which I think she will, it's going to be a big fight.
For sure. And I think it's a very smart psychological decision, to be honest. I don't think she's going to consider the draw for that long, so I think she's already now thinking about how to continue the game. But yeah, this is really interesting that he went for this. And what I find more interesting than anything is that it feels like today Levy's hungry for the win. He's going for it. He's playing H6, G5. He's going to be aggressive. He's not going to back down. He's just going to try to beat my mom, Pia.
You had so much excitement until you realized where this was going. Oh, Levy, so aggressive.
So good.
Wait
so
a minute, that's against my mom. Yeah.
No, it's totally as it should be, right? We're here to fight. We are here to fight. And it's amazing to see. So she's spending a little bit of time here, which I think makes a lot of sense. We have seen the opening moves a lot faster today than yesterday. I think these moves were taking a lot longer. And I hope that after yesterday's insanely intense battle that we had at the end, both players feel like we can't get this low on time. Like we have to use our time differently today. Unfortunately,
sometimes you don't have a big choice, right? Sometimes the game goes on for a while. You're still going to invest that time. I think, obviously, Levy's still in preparation. This is something that I kind of, when he played H6, I was, okay, I know what he's going for now. And for Pia, she may have seen this before, but even if you have, this particular H6, G5, it's not, to my knowledge, the most common approach to the position. So even if it's something you know, you still have to kind of think about it. And it's kind of interesting because usually when Black plays this line, you're going for a more positional type of battle, but here it's getting a lot sharper. So I like, Levy's opening choice so far. He's up 12 minutes on the clock. It's not a huge, we have the clocks up, by the way. They're on the, it's kind of cute, right? You have them in the corner.
I know, it's cute, right?
Yeah, the little clocks there. So yeah, players have plenty of time, of course, but obviously we can infer that it's a little bit of a surprise to Pia. And by the way, I have to say, I actually just saw this opening on the board in a very interesting scenario. I was just at a tournament myself last week, and this was a game played in my section. Playing white was a grandmaster, an Icelandic grandmaster, rated around 2450, and he was playing an English international master who was 2450 as well. So they were like the same rating. And Black played this line. And the grandmaster, he tanked for something like 40 minutes in the opening.
What?
On each repetition, he was thinking, because I think he wanted to avoid it.
Yeah.
But then the more he got in the tank, the more he was like, oh man, like I'm spending so much time.
Yeah.
So you took the draw.
He took the
I
draw.
don't predict this to happen here, but it's just funny that I just saw this last week, this exact variation. It caught the Grandmaster by surprise. But that was a different format because that's a tournament. You have 9 games, different opponents.
Yeah.
So, okay, fine. You make one draw, you're going to have 8 more games against other people. Here, it's a little different. We have, thousands of viewers. You got to think about them. I don't know if your mom is, but I'm sure she's not going to. She may invest some time here, but I think repetition is off the table.
I think repetition is off the table as well. And I do have to correct, before I said that if you get a draw, you get 1 point. That's not true. It's 1.5. Yeah. So it's 1.5 point that you get for a draw. So of course, if Pia drew today, I mean, she would be in a good position in the match because she would still be up 3 points, which is obviously really nice. You want to keep that advantage in the classical because then in the rapid and blitz, it's going to be less points up for grabs for each game. So it would still be nice, but like you're saying, I think that she's going to be continuing the game. Now, can you see a little detail in this whole overlay, Alex?
Detail in the whole overlay?
If you look at this.
I see. It looks like we are trading places.
No, that is not what we're doing.
Okay.
No, that's not. Do you see my jacket today? I was feeling very bright and colorful.
Yeah.
I was like, I woke up in such a good mood that I was like, today's gonna be a good day. I gotta bring some color. And I actually picked the exact same color as our very dear sponsor, Surfshark VPN. Do you see that we're matching?
Oh, well, I thought that was intentional, but now I see it.
Well, I mean.
I thought it was so intentional. I didn't even have to point it out.
Okay, well, it was absolutely intentional, everybody. But we are very thankful for Surfshark VPN for sponsoring this match and also for providing us with some amazing, amazing prize money. So, do you ever use a VPN, Alex?
Absolutely. I'm as a traveling chess enthusiast / player / professional, I travel to many different countries, and a lot of times that's a perfect excuse to use this VPN because I can't get the same stuff that I can get good old back home in New York. So I've traveled all over the world, love using the VPN. Also very nice and secure when you're in a public location. Don't want anyone hacking into my chess.com. So quite a perfect tool for that.
Exactly. That's the stuff you gotta keep extremely private to yourself, but also obviously if you're going through emails or if you're just doing anything that you feel like is really important, it feels nice to know that everything is safe and that nobody can access that information. So thank you so much, Surfshark VPN, for sponsoring this match. And everybody, do an !VPN. And we have a good deal going on over there as well. We got a link specifically for this match, so check that out. Awesome. All right, what's going on in the game? Oh, she's still thinking.
She's still thinking.
She's still thinking.
I sense a little worry.
No, I'm not worried. I wouldn't use the word worry.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use the word, well, interested. I'm interested to see what choice she makes. I do think that for Pia, the fact that she started off the match with a win yesterday is gonna make her more calm today and is gonna make her just feel like she has a little bit less pressure off her shoulders. And I do think that's also gonna make her more confident for just continuing the game.
Yeah, I don't think she's necessarily weighing the pros and cons of going for repetition. I think genuinely she doesn't know, theoretically even speaking, the best move.
Yeah, exactly.
So before it was easy, you make the moves, you just kind of think about your different options. Oh, I know this is one of the best moves. I know this one's the best moves. Now she's like, okay, I have to think on my own.
Yeah.
So, because there are some options. Like, for example, where is White going to castle? Do you want to castle short or long? That's a really important decision here.
It is. It absolutely is. Because, I mean, sure, you can castle short, but then you're going to be taking this bishop. And after pawn takes, well, it feels like the rook would be better on this file, right? So it's not completely clear. So maybe you want to wait a little bit. Maybe you want to go something like queen c2 or play a different move. Or maybe she will start with this just to see if he repeats. I think that would make sense for them to repeat once and then make the choice. But yes, we will see very shortly what she decides to do. Let's go ahead and see also what's going on here. All right. There we go. We're also very excited, everybody, because we are live streaming this on 4 different channels. I mean, we are on YouTube, both me and Gotham. We are on Twitch, both me and Gotham. And it's super fun that we're able to have both the Gotham community and my community, hyping up each person. So we're really thankful for that. We got the move bishop e5 on the table.
Yeah. Very normal. I think you're absolutely right. She wants to, it's a logical move. There's no chance Levy takes it because it's just not a great move in this position. He knows he has to retreat the knight from h5 to block the attack on his rook. I think knight f6 is the move, although I guess knight g7 is also quite fine. And then at that point, he will be more interested in taking that bishop. So I think it's like you said, Pia might, this is a very common technique. Even though if you don't want the draw, you repeat the position twice just to gauge your opponent's intentions. Also in this case, she might already have planned her next move, but she's going to repeat to gain 1 minute on the clock. She's like, that extra time, it could be quite important. So you gain the bonus time, the increment that is, and then you make your next decision. So this is not a surprising move, and I don't think it signifies that she's going for 2 repeats. So now Levy comes back, and now his idea is he does want to take on e5. So Pia could let that bishop continue to hang, but it feels like if you are going to trade that bishop away, you might as well do it in the g3 square to open up the h file for your rook.
Exactly, but I suppose that would, maybe what she's questioning is if she's going to castle kingside, maybe she doesn't want to open up for this rook, and maybe she wants to keep the bishop here. So is there anything else that she could do to just keep the bishop here and let him trade off here, or is this always going to be more favorable for black?
I think that, I'm not totally sure, maybe black can also play g4 in some position, because if I take with the knight, maybe white would like to take with the knight herself, and then have a strong knight in the center, and maybe you can play f4 in some lines. But yeah, I think combined with the fact that black can take an e5 immediately, maybe play g4, it seems more logical to avoid it. Because if you do have to double your pawns, you do hit my knight, but after I retreat it, I'm going to be able to maybe play c5 for black and start running over the center.
Start taking the center,
yeah. So she goes back quickly. Normal, Levy's going to play knight h5. So yeah, bishop g3, as you can see, it gets the best move, right? Or
the
good
star.
move. Is the star
we
the
love
best move,
seeing
right?
the star.
Yeah.
Do you get happy when you see the star when you're playing moves?
Well, I don't see them, right? We
yeah.
get to see them. So I guess
after
afterwards,
the game, yeah.
not so much. I like the brilliant moves. The
You like the
moves.
brilliant,
Yeah,
okay.
because sometimes you get a star and it's like, well, e4. It's just a normal move, right?
Yeah.
But the brilliant moves, that's even if they're kind of, sometimes you'll get a brilliant move just for like a basic tactic.
Yeah.
But that still feels good. Those double
They
expands.
feel good, especially when they're in classical. When it's like online, it's not this. Oh.
Wow. Okay.
Are we? Wait, the possibility of this becoming a draw is not zero.
Well, not anymore. So now if bishop g3, we get a draw. After knight h5, that would be a threefold.
Wait, so now she either has to keep the bishop there or it's going to be a draw.
Yes.
We might see a draw, everybody. The game might finish in like
Let's see. A very quick game.
3-4 minutes.
Yeah. Well, that's why I asked you. I was like, can this be a repetition? I didn't expect it, but do you think, now that we see this on the board, is there a chance Pia's thinking, well, 3-0 is a good lead. I'm going to keep that lead.
I mean, it's also going to give her more time to rest for tomorrow. I don't think she minds playing black at all. Like, she's not the kind of person
She's
that
trying to get rid of her whites.
I mean, maybe not rid of them,
Yeah.
but I think that she just feels like, all right, I mean, if this is what Levy wants, I think she feels like Levy started this repetition. So I guess she maybe thinks, okay, if this is what Levy wants, this is not a bad result for me. It's going to give me a lead in the match. And for me, what matters is what happens in the match. And I think that also makes full sense. So even though we as commentators want long games for the content of it all, I also think that this is a professional match, right? So they got to do what they think is best for the match situation.
Sure, absolutely. I think from Levy's position, if I can comment him, I don't think he'd be, I think, not so happy with the fact the game is so quick. Yeah. But from a result perspective, it would be great for him too. He gets on the board, as they like to say. He gets on the scoreboard. His opening, like I said, it's not, there are some openings that are very drawish. We know these Berlin draws where the top level players, they make these repetitions. This is a fighting opening that he played with h6, g5. He wants to grab the bishop pair. And by the way, Pia is not repeated yet, so we don't want to assume too much. But she is down 20 minutes, so I'm wondering if she's thinking some other thoughts. But anyway, for Levy, if this ends in a draw, I think he'll be really surprised. But I think just as much as Pia doesn't mind playing black, he will not mind playing white and having another shot to try to get those points. Because yesterday, even though he lost the game, he had a great position out of the opening. And Pia has to make a big decision here.
She has to make a big decision, and she is thinking about it very much. She's looking at the clock. She's seeing her clock ticking down. I think for her, the idea of just, I don't know. I'm trying to see what she's thinking.
What do you think by her body language?
What do I think about her body language?
You said she should not be a poker player.
No, she's not a good poker
read?
player. Well, I think my read is that she's just shocked about this position, and maybe she actually thinks that the best continuation is to draw. Like, maybe she just thinks that is chess-wise the best moves that are in this position. So why should she enter something that is not as good?
I think she's very, very objective in that sense.
Very
she's
objective.
not going to think, okay, I'm going to continue the game with a continuation that I find more risky.
she is a very objective chess player, so she likes to make the moves that she truly thinks are the best in the position. So I think that if she thinks that actually it's going to be bad for her to get rid of that bishop, she's going to think, oh, well, I shouldn't have played this way. Now I know for the future that black can repeat. Maybe she didn't know that this was a thing.
That's true. Maybe she didn't even know this line.
Yeah, but looking at the actual chess situation, the objective best thing is to take a draw here.
Let's look at some moves. Let's put castles on the board, which we were considering as we wait for Pia's move. So here, like I said, I think that g4 is going to be, because if I take with the knight, I'm a little worried maybe this knight comes in, and there could be some ideas where white plays a quick f4, maybe f5, getting some kind of pressure. So I think g4 makes a lot of sense. Now if this knight moves, you don't really have a great square. h4 looks a little bit suspicious. d2 is a little passive, so there's not really any good squares. And for example, if you go back, after knight takes, pawn takes, knight d7, I'm attacking this pawn on e5, I can attack it again. If you play f4, I can en passant. So all of a sudden, black's position looks really nice. So this is why I was saying the bishop, if it's going to get traded, probably shouldn't get traded on e5. I can see that our engine is saying after g4, that's why you just take an f6. But I think Levy would be super happy with this position.
Yeah,
Queen takes,
this looks so
bishop
nice.
moves, you move this pawn, maybe you long castle, and maybe you even get an attack against Pia's position. So I don't like castling here for white at all. Maybe there's h3 to stop g4. I think we will definitely take this bishop, but now at least you get to put the knight in the center. And this is a complicated position. You have the bishop pair. Again, these pawns could be a strength or a weakness. So from Levy's perspective, if Pia goes back to g3, he'll take a draw. If she doesn't go back to g3, he gets a very fighting position with a 21-minute time advantage.
Yeah, no, this has been fantastic for Levy, and I just want to make sure that it is true that it would be. But
so this is one position? Yeah.
One position.
Yeah. Two. So if bishop g3 now, Levy can pause the clock, make a claim to the arbiter, and get a draw. But Pia has not played bishop g3.
She hasn't, but I'm just surprised that she would continue in this position instead of in the previous one. Like, I'm surprised she wouldn't continue in this position instead.
Yeah, maybe, it's hard to say because she did play it quickly and then she paused. So maybe she thought, I'm going to repeat, and maybe she had a continuation planned after the bishop's on e5.
Yeah.
But then she realized, wait a minute, I don't like this continuation.
Yeah.
But also, if I go bishop g3 now, it's a draw.
Yeah.
Now, I actually had I don't know if we'll see this in this game. I had this situation happen in my last tournament. I ended up, I was playing a good player, but lower rated than me. It was a FIDE master, like 2350. And our position was also repeating. And I really wanted to fight for the win, but I didn't really have a choice in repeating. So even though we had a threefold, I purposely didn't claim it because I was trying to egg him on to continue.
Yeah.
But he just repeated it again.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, draw, and it was a well-played game. It was nothing I could have done, but I was really trying to get a win, and I couldn't get out of the threefold. So I was like, maybe he'll get out of the threefold. So yeah, I wonder if Levy on bishop g3, he'll just go like knight h5 and put the pressure on Pia to make the claim.
She made a move.
She made a move, so Levy can make the claim.
Oh wow, Levy can make the claim.
Yeah, is he just gonna pause the clock? Well, what you're supposed to do, by the way, it's not like online where you make your move and the computer auto claims it.
Yeah.
You have to write your move down that you're going to play. So Levy needs to write down knight h5 in a score sheet, pause the clock, get the arbiter, and say, with my next move, I claim threefold, and then it's a draw. So he's thinking.
Maybe she's playing on him and being like, do you really want the draw? Is this going to be good content for you?
Well, actually, that's true because Pia could have made the claim herself.
Exactly.
She could have. So she could have. Oh, and Levy, yep. He's making the claim. Well, he's getting the arbiter.
This is going to be a short recap. Very short recap for Levy.
Yeah. Let's
Very
see.
short recap. What's going on?
Okay, he's claiming. They're laughing.
Okay. Well, we want to thank Blitz Fuel as well.
Yeah, we got to get all the thanks.
We got to get all the Thank you so much, Blitz Fuel, for sponsoring this match. We will be getting longer games in future rounds.
Wait a minute. I saw someone in the chat make a great point. With this quick draw, now they can jump into Title Tuesday.
Levy can play Title. Maybe this is why Levy did it today. He wanted to play Title Tuesday. Title Tuesday starting in what? In an hour, 20 minutes. So it's actually perfect time for it.
What time zone? I don't know.
It's 5 p.m. this time, I think. So it's in an hour, 20 minutes.
Okay.
So actually,
come on, chop. Title Tuesday.
Chop, get some Title Tuesday going. We got Gotham has a link over there as well. We're really excited to be trying out Blitz Fuel. It's an awesome energy drink. Yeah, this is actually crazy that it ended so quickly. Don't go anywhere though. We are going to be getting an interview, so we are going to be able to talk to the players and ask them why did this happen. And well, what are your thoughts about this situation? And I'm actually really interested to hear their thoughts today about this decision.
I'm really interested to hear what Pia thought, because I feel like for Levy, it all makes sense. He's playing this line. Okay, I'm sure the last thing he thought, maybe with 5%, he thought maybe she'll take a draw. But I think he went for this like as it's a good fighting weapon. And perhaps it just caught Pia so off guard, and she realized she's down over 20 minutes, didn't know the best way to play. So she took the most practical approach, keeps the 3-point lead. She loves the black pieces, so she's counting on it tomorrow again.
Yeah. In chat going, Pia, no, why did she take the draw? But the truth is that it was a situation where she was posed the question, you know, do you want to take the repetition? And I don't think it in any way is crazy that she did. Like, I think if it is, as you're saying, that she didn't feel comfortable with the position, she just thought this would be a great way of getting a little bit of a rest day. It's going to be a 22-game match. She's going to be able to relax a little bit. Both players are going to be able to relax a little bit. And tomorrow they'll go in again, and I'm sure that tomorrow you will see a long fighting game. Absolutely.
And at the same time, I wonder if, I don't think they did, but I saw a good question. Did anyone use the confessional? Did Levy sneak in the confessional at some point? I don't think so. Or did he?
Okay, I don't think any of them did.
Yeah, I didn't see them leave the board, so that's why I didn't think we missed anything. Obviously, Pia was there the whole time. I was like, did Levy like sneakily go in there? But I saw him seated, and yeah.
Some people why she didn't play Queen A4. So I suppose that these are people that are seeing with the engine that Queen A4 is one of the options.
I mean, yeah. So I can take that question. I mean, Queen A4 looks like a ridiculous move. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Obviously, the engines are very strong. I'm not strong in the engine, but there's certain things the engine will say that if you look at the actual moves, they're going to make no sense. So here's what the engine says, right? It says Queen A4. So the point of this move is to pin the knight. Now, after I play the move C6, I'm reintroducing the threat to the bishop. And now, after the move Bishop G3, the best move is Knight H5 again. So what are you going to do? You're going to go back to E5 or not, right? So Queen A4 is just a move that the engine gives. It's just like saying, oh, well, here's a move that avoids the repetition, but then you have to make the same decision. The move itself is not good because the queen here is really misplaced. The pawn here is great. It's not about what specific move Pia could have played here. It's more about what she was thinking. And practically here, the position is going to get complicated if she doesn't take a draw. She didn't feel comfortable with the ensuing imbalance, and she's already down 20 minutes against an opponent who's clearly prepared. I think those factors really influenced her decision. I doubt she went into this game thinking, nice quick draw.
No, she did not want a quick draw. I am sure about that. But she sees Levy having an hour 32 on the clock. She thinks that he's fully prepared with whatever else she does, and I think she just thought this is the most practical decision. And I understand it. So it's sad for us, but you know what that means, everybody? We have more time to mic up the playing hall to get a post-mortem tomorrow where you can hear the players. So we're going to be doing that for tomorrow, and I'm really excited about that. We're going to be waiting for the players, though, to come here, and we're going to be asking them some good questions, and I'm really excited about that. Also, Title Tuesday, exactly. Pia wanted to play. No, Pia did not want to play Title Tuesday.
Has she ever played Title Tuesday?
I don't know. I don't think she has.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. I feel like you've played a lot of Title Tuesdays. I'm sure.
I love playing Title Tuesday, and these past few weeks it's been going pretty well. Like
really, you're getting some good wins yourself.
5 points. I'm proud.
Let's brag about it.
Yeah.
Who'd you take down?
I don't remember, but some 24. And I was very proud. 2500 blitz
Have you ever played?
but yeah.
Sure, still great. Have you ever played Levy in any one of these Title Tuesdays? Because he plays all of them, right?
He does. I've never played Levy. I think he's always on higher points than me. Levy.
You can play round one.
I guess. But Levy, yeah, I still have some practice to do to get to Levy's level, especially in blitz, I think. But yeah, we'll get there. Have you played Title Tuesdays?
I've played quite a few. I haven't played too many recently. It's kind of tricky. The morning one, I'm usually sleeping. The evening one, I'm usually working. So something's got to give. But I played so many over the pandemic, especially when everyone was online. I even have a nice distinction. Hikaru's legendary 11-0 Title Tuesday. I was one of his victims. So
you're one of his victims.
I'm immortalized. Yeah, I was one of the 11 people.
Good job.
Thank you very much. So I'm part of history. I made history.
Amazing.
Yeah, terrific.
Everybody's gonna remember that name.
But you know, actually, maybe I'll play Title Tuesday today.
Oh, you should.
I should. Will you?
No.
Okay. Well, maybe I'll play.
I'll be resting my voice. Actually, my voice is feeling better now. I got some nice tea before this, but my voice has been a little bit on a bad path. But I guess, now we have time to talk about a lot of things. One other thing that I want to talk about to everybody watching both from Gotham and from my channel is that the Streamer Award nominations are up. And unfortunately, this year, chess did not get a category. It's the first time chess does not make a category in the Streamer Awards. Very sad.
No respect.
No, very sad. But they have best strategy game streamer. So if any of you want to get some chess players in there, you can nominate me and Gotham, and we could be fighting against some other strategy game players, and that would be amazing. So if you want to do that, it would mean the world to both me and Gotham. !vote, at least in my chat. It's streamerawards.com for everybody at Gotham's chat, and you can nominate our names under best strategy streamer. Will you do that? Can you do that?
Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll run. Maybe
You'll
I'll
run?
run. Yeah.
Oh, you're for best. Are you going to compete?
Maybe.
All right, I see.
I'm making my pitch right now. You know, I'm streaming, aren't I?
You
so
are
I'm
streaming.
technically a streamer.
Yeah,
so
I guess.
Maybe vote for me as well. And I'm sure. Oh, I hear some doors.
We hear some doors.
We might be getting some peaceful participants.
I think we will. We have here
some guests.
And I think we have both Pia and Gotham. Let's go ahead and go today one one person each in the interview. So let's actually start with Gotham, I would say, and maybe you can take that.
Sure.
Yeah.
We got some questions for Mr. Gotham.
Very important questions here, including why is this a 20-minute stream? But you will take that.
Sure.
There's only 2 microphones
There
today?
it is.
Okay.
I will be in the background kind of hyping. No, I will not.
Okay.
I just have one.
Okay. Hello. Quick question. Was this result influenced by Title Tuesday starting in an hour?
No, actually, I forgot what the date was because we were chatting before the game, and they told me, oh, you know, the bar here is open on Wednesday. You can bring your. Actually, the arbiter called her my girlfriend. I don't know who my girlfriend is, but my wife. And he was like, your wife and friend, you can bring them to the bar. And I was like, oh, what day is it? He said, it's Tuesday. So I was like, oh, okay, so tomorrow's Wednesday, you know, and I was thinking tomorrow after 3 classical games, it will either be a cause to drink in celebration or defeat. Like, you know, I will just like lose 3 games and it's like great. And so, no, but I was thinking about Title Tuesday during the game because I had a lot of time to think. No, it wasn't influenced by it. But I'll let you ask the next question. Although, can I play? Like, when is it? Hotel is close by, so I'll probably play.
Yeah. So, sure. Why don't you give us? I had some theories. It's funny because I was saying, oh, Levy's playing this line that I've played, but I wonder if he put his own spin on it because, spoilers, I knew you told me you were looking at this, but I wasn't sure if you were looking at this H6 G5 because, you obviously know, the other move here is as Bishop D6. But you played this line, and obviously you must have been aware that this could be a draw. I doubt you expected it, but yeah, give us your overall thoughts on, are you happy with the result? Thoughts on the opening? Anything at all like that?
Yeah, I mean, look, I have like a lot of thoughts. I just came off like a really bad tournament, and losing the first game yesterday was not really my roadmap for the match. So I had and then there's like nightclub music playing outside of my hotel until 3 in the morning. So between all those things, like the anxiety at 3 a.m., everybody knows like 3 a.m. anxiety is like, really high. And I'm thinking like, am I going to lose every game of this match? Like 22 games? Like this would really be impressive. So that was that was before I was able to get about like 5 hours of sleep. And then I had the daunting task of preparing for Pia and like, D4. And she plays like every opening. Catalan, like the 2 knights, there's like some, D4 sidelines in there. So, because I was messaging you, I was like, I probably suggested like 3 different openings. I'm like, I'm going to play this, I'm going to play this, I'm going to play. And actually, I've been enjoying Queen's Gambit Declined recently because I've been messing around with different lines. But I actually decided to play A6. I see we have the board there. I don't know if it's going to move.
Yeah.
It's moving. Yeah, I decided to play A6 because... or via the immediate c4 move order, because I'm like, okay, well, like the good thing about playing the a6 Queen's Gambit Declined is white kind of has a few options, all of which put a little pressure on you, but you sort of control where the opening goes. You know this, like you've played this too, Magnus has played this, and those are the 3 most famous people that have played the a6 QGD.
Yep.
So I saw that Pia had a couple of games here, and I thought like, okay, at least this is very interesting and dynamic. And yeah, like you said, here is the big moment where black either goes for this line and it's a game, or threatens a draw. And the reason I can't play h6 g5 in classical against any like low rated players is because they'll make the draw. So you would have to play bishop d6. But here I was like, okay, I'm gonna take this risk because I'm just sort of, it's like, I guess like it's poker. Like you sort of say like, well, there's not, I doubt there will be repetition. And if there is, okay, whatever. I'll draw one game and lose 21 games in the match. But at least I will draw one and I will not have zero. And yeah, I guess here I saw Pia was thinking for a while, and yeah, it's not easy to choose a plan if you kind of like don't study this beforehand, because obviously I'm going to take the bishop. I'm going to like put the bishop on g7. It's pretty imbalanced. Okay, according to the computer, white is always slightly better, because what is black doing? h6, g5, right? But yeah, then we repeated, and I mean, Pia's up in the match, and I lost with white yesterday, so it might happen again. And we also get more rest. We can play Title Tuesday. There's many benefits. So
yeah, I mean, obviously we'll hear Pia's thoughts in a moment. I personally thought for you this was a great choice, because I didn't think Pia would repeat necessarily, and I thought if she did, that's obviously a great result. Well, not necessarily great, but completely fine for you. The onus is on white to kind of play. You lost yesterday. Getting a draw with black is no problem. But I also thought that if there's no repetition, right? White has some different moves here. But regardless of what they play, when they continue, you're going to get the bishop pair. You're going to play bishop g7. Yesterday, your loss was due to Pia having this dark square bishop, I think. So, I guess you tried to flip the script today.
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm sure. But the point is that if you were up, from the opening, you're up 20 minutes. If Pia continued, you obviously had some more preparation beyond this point. So I thought it's going to be a good position for you. So once you started thinking more and more, I thought maybe we're going to get this draw. And I actually was telling Anna when I played last week, this exact game that you just played already happened. And I think you saw that game as well.
Who?
It was between Gretherson and Harry Grieve.
No, I didn't see.
You copied their game move for move.
Oh, yeah?
Except their game lasted longer.
I paused on one of these moves because I was like, can black go knight g7? Is that like
I think it's
slightly more
it's the
accurate?
same thing, though.
Yeah, but I think like here, white can maybe play h3.
Uh-huh. I see. Yeah, and you don't really want your knight there.
Yeah.
But okay, I doubt you were thinking, how do I play this for a win at this point?
Yeah, no. I know, but I guess if white has to not repeat, white has to go here or.
Then you just then you take an e5.
Yeah, but they're like, I guess, yeah, knight e5, and you try to play for a4. I guess I was like, I studied this a long time. I was like, okay, if we get this, we get this. It's a game. But
we didn't.
Yeah, but it's okay.
But let's maybe hear what Pia has to say about the draw. What are her thoughts? And we'll make way.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Right. Let's go play Title Tuesday.
Let's go play Title Tuesday against each other.
Yes, I did walk around Stockholm a bit today. I saw like the palace and the city hall, and my vacation in Europe has been walking every street and going, wow, this is so much better than New York. So yeah, maybe I'll be an EU citizen in 5-6 years.
You are very welcome here. Okay, let's get Pia in here. Let's get Pia in here and ask her a few questions on everything. There we go. Thank you. So you can I'll put this up on you.
Okay.
Okay. So, Mom, were you expecting this opening today?
Not really. Not really. And that's why I was taking some time, because I know Levy can play lots of different things. He has such a wide opening repertoire, and so it's always exciting to see what he will decide to play. So no, I didn't really expect him to play this opening. So yeah, it was a bit of a surprise. You can see I was thinking long, and yeah, and then this happened. Yeah.
So when he started going h6, g5, knight, you realized that he was going for the draw repetition.
Yeah, because I played the same position actually myself with black, with the pawn on c6, exactly the same, but the pawn on c6 instead of a6. Could it be that a6 benefits that you maybe sometimes have c5? Yeah, I was just surprised about this plan with the pawn on a6 instead of pawn on c6. So I play bishop e5, and I know knight f6 is the best move, but somehow I didn't expect him to
go for the draw.
No, I didn't really expect it, and it's not that I don't mind if it's a draw now. But I'm not so happy that we didn't play such a long game. That is not. I would have preferred keep on playing. So, but I just felt that, that I had to. I just went bishop e5. He went knight f6. I went back, and when they go knight h5, now I have to take the decision if I want to go.
And you hadn't fully taken the decision then yet.
No, that yet. I thought he will play once, and then he will change. That's what I was
So
expecting.
it was actually when he went back that you truly realized, wait a second,
Yeah.
it's going to be a draw.
Yeah.
And
so-
then you didn't want to leave the bishop on e5, then it's better to continue the game with the bishop on g3.
Yeah, I would guess so. I would guess so. If I go h3 here, I think he just can go some. I don't know. I just think it's not enough time for me to play this. The plan is to go f4, but he can. I think he. So I wasn't so happy with this position. I think it's about equal here now, and he has the bishop pair actually.
So you felt uncomfortable with continuing the position.
Yeah. So it was. Yeah, but it's the only thing that it was such a short game that is just, it feels very strange to all of a sudden finish. I didn't even have time to go and speak a little bit about the game.
You didn't have time to go to the confession booth.
No, I didn't have that because all of a sudden came this h6, g5, and yeah, no, but I have actually played the same. This plan is quite popular with pawn on c6. I guess now it's also popular with pawn on a6, but I didn't really know it with a pawn on a6, yeah.
Do you in any way regret your decision of taking the draw, or how do you feel now?
You know, it's difficult. I think this is a fine line for black. It's a fine plan to play.
I'm gonna start playing this with black whenever I play someone higher rated. Like, this looks fantastic.
Yeah, but it's not forced from white side either, of course. I can let you take the bishop, but I think it's, yeah, I can do that. So a6, yeah, I knew a6 has become so popular now lately to play it in. You can play it in a move 3 or 4, 5. You can play it in a little bit in different move orders. And yeah, so we had this today, yeah.
But how do you feel now? Do you feel okay with this result, or?
No, the result I'm okay with, absolutely. Yeah. No, I'm, you know, normally I'm quite solid player, and I just like to try to keep control, to play my best. And it's most that it has been such a short game. This is what, it's not the result for me, it's more that we haven't played it so long, and I never expect that we would have a repetition. So
it came as a big surprise. No, I think then it's fully understandable what happened. We didn't think that this was going to end there either.
Yeah, no, neither did I.
No, nobody was expecting it. So, but I guess that is how chess is, and I'm sure that we will be getting a lot of very long fought games. So just because we have one game that ends up being very short doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen in most games. And I think now both you and Levy feel this urge of playing very long fighting games.
Yeah. No, normally that's my style. Normally my games are going on for a long time. And yeah, so this is a little bit like, feels a little bit strange. but you
don't think this is going to affect you in any way for future games?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
All right, well, I think this will be probably the end of the stream.
You want to like hang out on stream for like 10 minutes after PIA goes? So like shout out.
Yeah, sure, let's do it. Okay. Yeah. So actually, we're gonna continue with the stream a little bit. Mom, we're just gonna.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that because we are going to play 20 more games. So there's quite a lot of games to come anyway. There's still 20 more games to come.
There is still 20 games to go. We have 2 more classical games. We're gonna have 6 rapid games and 12 blitz games. So we're gonna be having 20 more games that are gonna happen in this match. Tomorrow, at the same time as today, 3 p.m. CST, we'll be seeing the next classical game where Levy will have the white pieces, Pia will have the black pieces, and it's going to be a very exciting game to follow. But like Pia is saying, we have 20 more games, so this is not going to be a shortage of games. That we can promise you. Thank you so much, Pia, for everything, for coming into the interview as well. We're going to give now the microphone to Levy, and I'll talk to you in a second.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, I didn't realize.
What? No, you can come here.
No, but you just said we'll get back to.
No, they're not. No. I'll see you after the stream. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It's a very difficult exercise.
I know. There's some parkour going on in this room.
Thank you.
Hello, Levy.
Hello.
You know what I did today? I felt so proud. I put on a jacket that is the exact same color as our sponsor, Surfshark VPN. It's the exact same color. Do you see it?
Yeah, was that by accident or on purpose?
It was absolutely on purpose. I actually somehow owned the jacket that was the same color, and I was very proud of this. So I did that. But then this becomes the shortest game of them all. I have to bring on this jacket again.
Yeah, but the shout outs per minute
that Surfshark is getting today is like much higher than than normal.
Exactly,
You know,
that's
like,
true.
guys, check out Surfshark, check out Blitzfield. By the way, where is the Blitzfield? It wasn't downstairs.
I drank all of it.
Alex drank it. Okay. Yeah, it was supposed to be there, but can I like move in a little bit?
Yeah. Come in.
Yeah, no, I look, I feel bad, obviously, but I also feel like the pressure is on White in this position to kind of like play. And yeah, the reason, like I said, when I was here, I was like, I just didn't expect you to repeat. I thought she would be like, this guy's terrible. I'm gonna beat him with White. And there's no worse way to start a match than losing a game with the White pieces. Like that was definitely not my strategy, obviously. So I was thinking like, I'm gonna play this, and worst case, it will be like a short draw.
But it's funny, right? Because Pia just said that she didn't expect you to want to draw so quickly.
Yeah.
So she was just thinking that you would make a different move. So all of a sudden she was like, wait, this can actually become a draw. But now I've realized this when my bishop is in the wrong square, when the bishop is on e5.
Yeah, I was thinking, I mean, like I said, the computer there always gives some 0.4, but it does not feel like that. Because I've actually been in this position with White. I was preparing in a tournament, and my opponent played this, and I was thinking like, what do I do if you play? Like, I don't want to draw. Like, I think I was like high rated by like 50 points. So yeah, if your rating is close enough, like in this case, if we were just playing in a regular classical tournament, this game is just like a wash. It doesn't matter. If you're in a round robin tournament and like I need to draw to boost my chances to get a norm, it's a good result. In a 21 game match, like it doesn't really matter. I guess I'm slightly happier because I thought my weakest and Pia's strongest is classical. And after yesterday, like I'm not exaggerating. I mean, okay, I am prone to worst case, thinking sometimes. So I was like, what if I lose every classical game? I was like, that's not a reality I expected to. But yesterday, I just felt so scatterbrained sitting there for 25 minutes thinking. So I was like, maybe, Soviet School of Chess is like you never lose 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
I'm American, but okay. I saw some clip today. Magnus was saying the Soviets also talk to their pieces, so I don't know what substances
Do you
they're
not
on.
talk to your pieces? I talk to my pieces when I play chess.
You do?
Yeah, I go, okay, so what's up, Bishop? How are you doing? Are you feeling good on this square, or are you not?
Does the bishop respond? Because like at some point you might need a doctor. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Well, the bishop doesn't respond, but I get a feeling of if I was that bishop, how would I feel in that square? Would I want to change?
This is why you always have like 3 minutes left because you're just talking to the pieces. You're not moving them.
I have conversations.
Yeah, this whole game I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Actually, my knight was hype. He was like exercising. He was like jumping back and forth.
He was on for that, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, look, I opened up. I was having this conversation with Alex. There's different levels of grandmaster, right? There's the 2600 plus who are basically professional players who I never play because we don't play in the same tournaments, right? Like almost at all, unless we play in some random open somewhere. But I haven't played a lot of like professional 2650 plus players, etc. Most of the grandmasters I play are in round robin tournaments because that's what I've been playing, and those have a stigma because there's nothing for them to play for, like they're grandmasters already. So in some parts of the world, it is hypothesized they are paid to lose. Not in the tournaments I've played, as you can see from the last one where I was destroyed by all of them. They're not professional players. So with them, sometimes their openings are unpredictable, and so you might get an interesting game just because they want to play an interesting game. I've never had to prepare for somebody who like was a #1 ranked player in the world. So I'm preparing for Pia, and I'm like looking at the openings, just going, why the fuck did I agree to play this match? Like, I'm just sitting there, like, all her openings are just super professional. She plays like 4 lines everywhere, and I'm thinking, like, how do I, try to make this an easy path? Because I was thinking, like, she could play like Catalan, she could play the 2 nice. I was thinking she might play e4 just to beat me in a Caro-Kann and rub it in, like and that might still happen. We have 20 games left, so. Yeah, I'm just sharing like my experiences. I've never had to prepare for somebody who I'm like going down the list. I'm like, she beat that guy, she beat him and her. Like there was a game, Kramling, Susan Polgar, 1999, like some game. I'm like, oh my God, she beat Korchnoi. She beat like every good player in like the night. She beat like
Alexander Fishbane in like New York Open, 2000. I'm like looking, this was back when she played E4. I'm just looking at her games like, that's wild. She beat Korchnoi for like 40 years ago. Oh my God, that's like wild. Then now she has to play me and I'm like repeating moves, in like some Swedish bar. So
She's laughing now and you're saying all this, by the way.
No, it's just like it's cool, It's like cool, and part of me, like the competitor and the like the self-deprecating side of me was like, wow, like this is going to be really hard. And then part of me was like, I'll just enjoy the match, like I might learn a few things, not today, but like yesterday and 20 more games to go. So I'm just going to have a good time. And let's put it this way: the chance that a game ends in 20 minutes. Is gone after the classical, right? Like we're not going to be repeating moves in Rapid and Blitz.
Exactly, yeah.
So we might repeat 2 more times. I don't know, but but classical is different than Rapid and Blitz. So
it's a whole different thing. But with what you're saying, I think that is why it's also such a cool match, because you and Pia play such different kinds of openings, it feels like. And I think that is what is so interesting, that you can actually bring these kind of sideline weird variations that she hasn't maybe seen as much. And maybe that surprises her a little bit.
No, yeah, and actually the one today she has seen, and I mean, like I saw she drew, Mastro Vasilis, like Greek Grandmaster, I think maybe even #1. I don't know, they have like Papa Ioannou. They have like a million Papa Ioannous, but I think the one ranked in the country is Papa Ioannou. So I was thinking like maybe she'll play like she played against, I think his name is Dimitros. But yeah, I mean, like there's no way to surprise Pia. A long time ago, I wanted a repertoire like hers, like based around D4, C4. Now my repertoire is like hers, but like from Walmart. Like, sorry, what's a big giga store here in Sweden? From Lidl, I don't know, from...
Yeah, I get that. Lidl is a good one. Yeah, we can go with that one. Yeah. That is very funny. No, but I mean, I think that people maybe they feel like, okay, that was just a 20-minute game, but I kind of feel like this kind of removes the chances of having another 20-minute game this match, because I think that both of you are going to feel very empty if many of these games turn out to be this short. So do you think that this actually removes the chances of that happening again?
Well, I will say there's even more to it than that. Now we have information. So, like, Pia knows that if she plays the 2 nights QGD, I might just play A6 again.
Yeah.
I have the information that she now knows that, and maybe she prepares it, maybe I feel confident in my prep, and I still go for it. And that's even the fascinating thing about slightly more important events like the World Championship, although this one's obviously more significant. And like you got to think like, do they know that I'm going to play this? And what happens when they play it? What if I like
it's
play
so psychological.
Yeah, and so that's just kind of a hair in my mouth, gross. That's kind of like a psychological battle back and forth. So maybe she will play it again and be like, go ahead, like play A6. And I'll be like, yeah, I will, or maybe I won't. And that's what makes it interesting. But I think only in classical. Like in Rapid, in 15 minutes, you don't have time. Like we would have lost on time, sitting for 15 minutes. So you just play.
Yeah.
And you're much more prone to taking risk. And I mean, I would like to think that Blitz will be my best time control, but I have no clue. Like maybe it will be Rapid, maybe it will be one of the classical games. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to repeat another game in 20 moves. I highly doubt it.
Amazing. Well, we're going to be seeing 20 more games, so we've only seen 2 so far. This match is going to still be 4 days longer, and we're going to be seeing 2 more days of classical, and then a day of Rapid and a day of Blitz, and those days are going to be very intense. Like, you're going to be sitting there for like 6 hours playing 6 Rapid games. It's going to be very intense, and then the 12 Blitz games.
Yeah, the Rapid is going to be a lot, because each game will probably take close to an hour. So yeah, I think that will be the hardest day. But we keep going strong, and I'm just like watching the broadcast here, and I've been told to play the cow. What happens if P and I play the cow at the same time? Just 2 cows on the board.
Let me tell you something. My mother will never in his whole life play the cow opening.
Wow, it's like so important her gender changed mid-sentence. Like never in his life. So neither parent maybe.
No, my dad would just show his love and Anna does a fun
Your dad
thing.
is also like kind of like more wild. Doesn't he have a gambit named after him?
He does, the young gambit.
Yeah. He was like, if you guys don't know this, there's a gambit named after Named after Anna's dad.
And you know something? My mom is very happy that I didn't name the cow opening the Kremlin opening. She specifically told me, Anna, you are not allowed to put my name into this opening.
Where do these like intense conversations happen? Because she just seems so nice. She's just like, you do whatever you want. Like you wanna name the cow opening and
She has spot name now, being a big name in chess for 40 years. I don't think she wants her legacy to be a
But
bad chess opening.
you're a European baby, so you have like 5 names. You can just like take one out and put one in and call it like a different name.
The
and then-
Yolanda gambit.
There you go. There
or
you
the
go.
Yolanda
Yeah,
opening.
yeah.
Yes, that's what. Do you know?
Well,
Or
I have
maybe you
like
do.
first, middle, and last. But yeah,
Yeah.
my middle name is Aaron. I'm not telling them like my social security number and stuff. But
No. Okay.
yeah.
I realized that maybe this was very private.
No, it's not private. It's very public. You can look it up. But yeah, you
Okay.
can call it the Yolanda Gambit, and but you have to the thing is I will know if Pia is gonna play the cow because if she's white
Yeah.
because she has to play it first. But I'll be put off. I might play like e4 and she plays e6 and I'm like, no way. D4, D6. I'm like, oh my god. Oh
And
no.
then you'll see it. But what about you, Levy? Have you played the cow opening a little bit more these past few months?
I don't think I've played the cow opening a single time like ever.
What?
Maybe like
Online you have, no?
5 times total, I think.
And what is your honest opinion of it? Do you not think it's kind of fun that
But
so
there's,
many
like-
people play it?
But there's like nothing interesting about it. Also, you like didn't invent it, right? Like
No, I
I'm
mean,
gonna go
of
full
course.
Hikaru in here and be like, everybody knew that opening. You just put your name on it.
To be fair, the moment that I kind of made the video and stuff, I didn't know that it had been played before because I couldn't find it in any chess base, what's the name? Database.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't find any database. So I actually had never seen it. So yeah, I mean, I think almost every opening has been played before in chess and probably talked about at certain moments in chess. But now people know it as the cow opening and you can call it whatever you want, right? Like it's not someone inventing something, but I guess it's someone popularizing it.
That is fair. No, if the match is going one way or another, probably there will be a cow, but likely from me and not from Pia.
Well, I will be very happy if that happens. That would actually make my whole life. That would be amazing if that happened. Levy on his road to Grandmaster plays the cow opening.
What if I win? Will it still be like?
Oh no, then it would be the saddest day.
Yeah. Then I feel like.
I would cry, and I think my mom would cry, and we would all cry together. No, that's no. Please don't win if
I
you
think
play
Alex would be happy.
it. Alex would be very happy.
This is kind of fun because you're supposed to, normally sporting events, you're supposed to have like 2 casters who are either all for the home team
Yeah.
or completely neutral and professional. So it's kind of fun that we have it's not like diehard fans, but
What do you mean there's not diehard fans? Alex is a diehard fan
no,
of you.
I don't think so.
Alex is. You should have seen his
I think if
tone
Alex-
changed
I
yesterday.
think if Alex could gamble on this match, he would put money on Pia. He'd make a parlay. Like how many? He's my friend, but he would bet on Pia. Like.
But that's
But
just
it's
a money
business.
question.
That's true.
It's business,
true.
what he thinks. But
true.
he is a diehard fan of you, and you should have seen his tone yesterday when he realized that you had a worse position. He became stressed.
Oh.
And I was screaming as well for Pia, but he was very stressed. So if you rewatch that, you're gonna see that.
You
So
know,
you have a good friend in him.
I saw a highlight of the moment Pia made the move with 1 second on the clock.
Yeah.
It was like the longest 1 second.
I
ever.
know.
Like the whole time her arm is moving from the piece, she has 1 second. Like I didn't even notice because I saw her time was low and I was thinking like, she's not gonna flag, of course. Like you have 30 seconds. And then I'm like, I saw the highlight today. My editor made a clip and I was like, how long was it at once? Oh my god! But that's how it always goes. Alex has made a move with 1 second on the clock probably 100 times in his life.
Just my last tournament.
Yeah, like even in his last tournament.
Yeah.
And but
And you did as well several times yesterday.
yeah, but even if I lost on time, it wouldn't have. Okay, I was still losing. But from a winning position to lose like that, yeah. I once voluntarily let my clock run to 0 because I thought there was more time being added on.
And then there wasn't, and you lost the game.
Yeah, it was like 6 hours into the game, and the guy was like, "I'm sorry, but you lost in time." And I was like, "No, the clocks must be set wrong." And he was like, "I don't think so. I think the time read," and I forgot the time had already been added. So that was that was embarrassing.
You know what happened to me a tournament ago?
Recently.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was in Portugal and I was playing a tournament and I was playing a kid and I had one position the whole game, but I had messed up and I was completely losing. And then I make a move and I pressed the clock, or I think that I pressed the clock, and then all of a sudden I see that I don't have any more time, and I go, what has happened? And then what had happened was that I had pressed the clock, but the clock had gone up again. So it hadn't registered me actually pressing it. So I lost on time there, and I was just in complete despair. It was sad. It was very sad.
I did see this. Oh yeah, I'm just reading chat, and I just had a huge realization.
What?
I was wondering, like, why has nobody insulted me yet? And it's like, because it's your chat, because they're just all nice.
No,
And
but
so when you cultivate a wholesome community.
Can I say something about this?
I mean, yeah. I don't,
Okay.
Is there freedom of speech in Sweden?
Yes, there is. In Gotham's chat, you guys have to start being kinder to this man. Why do I see so much negativity everywhere? I don't understand.
No, but it's kind of like it's like a chicken and the egg. When I started YouTube in 2020, I dealt with a lot of people who were like, you're trying to be this person, you're trying to be this person, you suck, change things. People, when they see you have a small channel, you probably dealt with this too, like in the very beginning, maybe not. Like people know they have a much closer impact on your life when you have like 40 viewers or 1,000 views. And so you'll see in small channels, people really try to impose their opinion of what you should do as a content creator. So back in the day, what I would do, which I found funny, is I would do the pin of shame. Like somebody would write a really mean comment, and then I would pin of shame it. And over the last few years, it sort of evolved into like, now people write insanely mean things just to get the pin of shame. But it's especially bad when I play tournaments, because tournaments are, like the only time a person gets a direct lens into your life of your struggles. As content creators, we can lie that everything is great in our lives all the time. And like, it's a disaster. But chess, like there's no lying. I mean, they watch you play for 4 hours.
Yeah.
They watch you lose. You can't just go do a recap like, oh, I'm so jolly. Like, like it really sucks. It really hurts. So that's when like the people kind of come out. And yeah, I was walking around today, I was talking to my wife about it. I was like, yeah, like I sort of brought this upon myself. I'm not stupid. Like obviously if I'm gonna lose games, not to mention I do like guess the elo, which inherently is like, we're laughing at lower rated chess. It's not like that serious, but
Yeah.
And
No,
so,
I fully get that.
so yeah, I was like, but yeah, I was a bit like sad because I'm like, I had 2 really good tournaments. I saved a potentially bad one in Italy. And I'm like, I'm serious. I like went to sleep last night thinking, what if I lose 22 games? Like, there's no way that can happen, right? Like, I mean, you've had bad tournaments. You're like,
Oh,
what if
yeah.
I just show up and I just lose every game?
Yeah, no, for sure. And I think also especially, I think that's the cool thing about showing chess in this way, that people get to follow all emotions from start to finish. But that is also the consequence of it, right? That you're being very public about everything, and then people can judge that a bit more. So what
It's
I'm...
a personality thing. Like, you're more kind and will not platform trolling. Like, you'll just ignore, ban, etc. I'm more like, what'd you say? Like, say it to my face. Like, so I'll engage a bit more with, people who write mean things because I find it, I don't know, just kind of find it fun. Like someone says something mean, you're like, why'd you say that? Like, that's a ridiculous thing to say. And I mean, but the same also, like when I play women, like I played in Italy and I had to play multiple women who have to sit on stream for hours and deal with, messages being written about them, so I have to I also try to not just stand up to trolls against myself, I try to defend people who can't defend themselves because they might not have a platform, for example. Yeah, there's an argument to be made, like, you shouldn't engage with trolls, etc. But I don't know, life is short. And so the hard part is when you lose in tournaments.
Yeah.
Because then there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Because people are like, I got a comment today from somebody in Russian that was like, are you not embarrassed? Like, a few weeks ago, you beat Nepomniachtchi, and like now you lost to PIA. And I was like, what does that even mean? Like, like I beat a guy in like a 3-minute game. He was playing at 1 in the morning, like, and I lost the game. Like, I lost 1 game, and people are like, are you not embarrassed? And I'm like,
Yeah.
So,
Just look past that. But it's hard. It's really hard. But I get that too. Not maybe on the same level, but I do get that too. And it's hard. But that's why we gotta be kind, people.
yeah, it's like, if I was raised Swedish, maybe I'd be like, chill, zen, wouldn't engage with the trolls. But I was raised, the whole computer is crashing.
I know,
What
but
is
people are seeing us. It's fine.
Are we still here?
We're still here.
Okay,
we're still here. Yeah, it's just my computer.
No, it's just different styles, and yeah, I felt like a little bit more. I don't know what the right word is, like disheartened yesterday maybe, but then I was like, I'm gonna play, and we're gonna see. And Fabiano Caruana said something really interesting, which for me is exactly how it is. Like, the experience of playing the game is so vastly different, and this is true for everything, not just chess, than all the hours leading up to it. Because all the hours leading up to it, you're like, my opponent's gonna do this, this, this. I don't know any openings. I know my openings, but they're bad. This is gonna happen. Like, I don't trust myself in these kinds of positions. And like, you get to the board, and I was like, whatever happens today, I'm just gonna do my best because I want to and for the next 5-6 days also, I've never played in something as high stakes. Literally, I think the last high stakes thing I played at this level is like the New Jersey Scholastic State Championship when I was like 8 years old. Okay, I played like I'm Not a GM Speed Chess Championship, but that's meaningless. Like, I played it online, it's blitz and bullet. It's not the same. So yeah, I just thought like, I'll do my best. I just want to look back on this in maybe a couple of years and be like, did I give my best, or was I like a huge baby? And and okay, luckily today was just 20 minutes and we could have still been playing in some massive battle, and but we will be every day. So anyway, I'm just trying to like ramble. I'm doing the thing where you ramble on your paper for school, so you like extend it, and the teacher doesn't know that you did it the night before. Just trying to make a longer stream.
No, but I think this is really nice, and I think it's really valuable. And I was gonna say something. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. Well, I think that you're seeing it in a really good way. And I also just want to say that I'm so proud of us for everybody that has been involved with this, for making this happen. Because we started talking about this. I was looking back at our Discord messages literally in July, like early July. We started talking about this, and it just was an idea, and we're like, what is going to happen? And then late July, we decided, okay, let's now put this to paper. Let's make this happen. This is going to be a really cool thing that we can do together. Let's do it. And then this has been a process of 3 months that we've been working on, and now we're here. And it's just so cool that we made it happen. So I'm really proud of us, and I'm really thankful for everybody that's been helping us. I mean, the people at Svarta Hästen, at the chessboard, they've been helping us so much with everything. We got an amazing venue. Also, all of our sponsors, we're so thankful for all of them. We got Surfshark VPN, who is sponsoring the prize fund, which is amazing. And we also have Blitz Fuel, which is going to be a lot of fun to try. We got Take, who's also sponsoring us this event. Also, we've been receiving a lot of help from chess.com. So we're very thankful for everybody that has been helping us with this event. And I'm really excited to try out Blitz Fuel.
It's good.
It's good.
And I'm not just saying that. No. I have like a case at my house. I like.
You should have it when you're playing, when it comes.
I'm drinking coffee down there, but yeah, if there's Blitz, the worst coffee in Europe is better than any American coffee. So like down, in the place where we're playing, we have the coffee from the pump, like this thing. You drink coffee?
I do.
Okay, so yeah, like I pumped it and I like was drinking and I thought this is better than.
Bryggkaffe. That's the word for it.
Bryggkaffe.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
There we go.
I realized something on this trip. And I realized why you greet people the way you do. I walked into a cafe and I hear, hey, and I was like, holy shit, that's exactly how Anna sounds like when she greets people like in YouTube shorts. And I thought it was just, my wife and I were talking about this. We thought it was just like you, because you're like jolly and you're just like, hey. No, that's just how Swedes greet people, not guys. Guys don't walk into places and go, hey. Like, I watched an interaction between a Swedish man and woman, and the woman goes, hey, and he goes, hey, and I was like, oh, y'all just talk like that. That's what, nobody in Denmark talk like that. No. Where did that come from? Why do you?
It's a high pitch.
Yeah, it's like, hey. What if you like it's a serious conversation? Like, you can't, like, you're gonna, you greet somebody, it's like, hey.
No, you say hey. It's just a little.
What if you're gonna talk about like the death of like a relative, God forbid, like you?
Then you don't go hey.
Oh,
then you just go hey.
Okay. No, I just thought like it's just default. It's like the default setting. I realized, I'm learning a lot of things on this trip. Yeah, I was gonna commend you. I regretted yesterday. I didn't like thank you for all your hard work and obviously the people at Svarta Hästen. I'm trying to pronounce it, but it's
great
not
pronunciation.
easy.
Good job.
Like they're doing a great job and this would not be possible in the States. Everybody would try to make money somehow off of it. And yeah, I mean, like both when I was in Spain and now here, it's amazing to see. Maybe it's just uniquely to these two countries, or maybe it's just like a European way of life, but like people just have a much higher sense of hospitality. They really try to pull through to make things happen. Like you guys should see they're dressing down the bar, and then like it's reopening for the public and it's really cool. and we're gonna meet a bunch of people on November 3rd.
We're doing a fan event together. It's gonna be my first ever fan event, and I'm super excited that I'm doing it with you, Levy.
It's gonna be fun. I did like 400 people before. It's trust me, whatever you think 400 people looks like, we have 250, but like it's a lot of people. And you think, you know, several thousand are watching, you know, it's really wild. And so yeah, thank you for your efforts. And the idea came to me in July when I was really enjoying playing chess. And I was thinking like, this will be such a great match, it'll be competitive. And now I like just came off this bad tournament. I'm thinking, why did I sign up for this? Like, but no, obviously I'm just kidding. And it's really cool to prepare for someone who has, you know, been clobbering people since, you know, even 10 years before I was born. Like Alex shared a fun stat that we've been friends since before you were born or something. Yeah, like that's kind of nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
22 years.
Yeah, in this case, yeah. So it's cool. I like it, and I just hope not to make a fool out of myself. Win some games, and it'll be good. And I hope the fans are enjoying. So.
We will be having 20 more games. We're very excited. I think we're gonna be letting you and PIA get some rest now.
Yeah, sure. I was just extending the stream, so
But I feel like now we've extended it.
It's only an hour and 36 minutes. Sorry if you had plans. Well, now go enjoy your. We missed Title Tuesday though. Oh no, it's in like 30 minutes.
You can still make time. So this is a perfect time.
Okay.
This is a perfect time.
Thank you for your efforts. No more 20 move draws. I'll let you wrap up the stream. Goodbye. See you all tomorrow.
Amazing. It'll be a short recap, so that's.
No. This is like the meme on my channel. Game is 15 minutes. The recap is an hour.
Okay,
Like,
sounds good. I'll take your mic.
Yeah. Sorry. They're gonna catch me saying all sorts of crazy things.
Well, everybody, this was a bit of an unexpectedly short stream, but it was so much fun to have this conversation with Levy as well, and it's been a lot of fun to watch the game, even though it was a bit short. Tomorrow, I am sure we will get a much longer game, so be here at 3 p.m. CEST for round 3 of the Battle of Generations presented by Surfshark VPN. Thank you so much, everybody, for watching this stream, and we will see you all tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.